So that happened while you were at the PFL in Lausanne, Switzerland, right?
Correct. Where I moved to do my PhD. So basically, before I was saying, having a career in academia shows you that not only you can grow as a scientist, so technically speaking, but also more as a well-rounded professional. And then I felt, let me see if I can get the right opportunity to really invest on myself. And the way I thought about that is I should really go for a PhD. I have a lot of students asking me today, shall I go for a PhD? And my default answer is, if you're asking me, you shouldn't. The reason why I give that recommendation is if you really feel the drive that you want to do it, and then you're the right candidate, because you're going to go through a lot of ups and downs, and it's a very long journey of sacrifice as well. Let's be honest with each other. But the way I made the choice, which was really, I want to see how much I can grow. I want to see like how good I can become at something. I want to see if I can become also more well-rounded, like challenge myself again in something that doesn't make me comfortable. And then I decided to extend my stay as a research scientist and instructor, and I'm grateful I did it. Perhaps I didn't improve my research profile during those months, but I learned like so much more in terms of like managing a team and dealing with 200 plus people in an efficient way. And like, I think you start to see that I tried a lot of different things that made me grow accessory skills compared to just being a researcher. And for example, I got a lot of good lessons there that then I apply to management today.
What kind of things are you transferring?
Patience. no, jokes aside, yes. I think as a researcher, especially if you're hyper productive, you learn to really push your boundaries and those of your research colleagues. And it makes a lot of sense. The pace at which research is evolving today, especially in my field in AI, is something unseen, like ever. So you have to move fast. You need to be extremely productive. You can't really miss any meeting. You can't really miss any deadline. Otherwise, whatever you're working on is going to be scooped by another great team around the world.
You quickly became research scientist there, right? And an instructor.
Correct. I had a very candid discussion with my advisor after the first year, which in hindsight, again, I think was one of the key, points, like a milestone in my career. Not a positive one, but definitely something that allowed me to grow a lot and like make a explicit choice about who I wanted to become.
What was the discussion about?
Yeah, he laid the facts in front of me. He said, okay, like there are some aspects on which you are amazing, like everything that is technical, going from someone telling you that we have a problem to coming up with a solution in 2 days, to the extent that he told me sometimes, you can slow down when you want to build prototypes. It's not necessary to show them that it was trivial for you. But then at the same time, there are things on which you don't have the drive that other PhD students have, such as you want to do a lot of teamwork, and academia is a lot of more individual work where you want to raise as a person rather than as a team. Like what was driving me is this is a very cool problem. Let me find all the best people, put them together and try to solve it. And then like maybe build a library, build a framework, try to come up with a startup idea. So that was what I was getting excited about. So he told me very clearly, this is not the path for you to get a professorship in a top tier university, which should have been my natural progress given where I was doing my postdoc. I can't see myself waking up every day and pretending to be someone else in order to accomplish a certain career path. Like I need to find a career path that matches who I am. So that boiled down to the choice of staying as a researcher, which came with more responsibilities. And I also done more teaching workload, which again, I loved. It comes with a lot of personal reward. Also, teaching at Stanford is definitely not easy. The students are extremely capable and skilled. So whenever you go on stage, at the beginning, of course, you feel the fright of, okay, what if I say something wrong? But that forces you to understand topics really in depth. You don't want to go there, and the lectures are recorded, by the way, and most of them end up on YouTube.
It looks like having a team was both the reason why you stayed and the reason why you left.
Exactly. Until I I found my home, which was Google X, who they reached out to me again for some of the papers I work on at Stanford. Just to give maybe a very short summary of what I was doing, I was early stage in the community that work on applying AI to source code. So if you have heard of GitHub Copilot or even ChatGPT or Google Bard, if you ask a question in English about how to write a certain block of code, as of today, they do a pretty good job at giving you the solution out of the box.